everyone, welcome back to the channel on this crazy Thursday. We have some absolutely massive breaking news today that is going to completely shake the foundations of Genoa City. So grab a huge cup of coffee and let's just dive right into this absolute mess because there is so much to cover and it is wild. And I just can't even believe what I am typing right now, but it is happening. We all knew Diane Jenkins Abbott was mad at Jack. We saw her move out of the Abbott mansion. We saw her shut him down completely. Jack has been begging and pleading. He was drugged by Victor Newman. He was trapped on that yacht with Patty Williams. And Diane just did not care. She was cold. She was done. But nobody saw this coming. Nobody thought Diane would go this far. So what did she do? She went to the devil himself. She went to Victor Newman. And she made a deal to destroy Jack Abbott completely. So let's just break this down because it is insane. Diane is bitter. She is so hurt and so angry that Jack betrayed her, even if he was drugged. She feels like her whole world was ripped apart. And she wants Jack to feel that exact same pain. But she doesn't just want to break his heart. She wants to break his legacy. She wants to take the one thing he loves just as much as her. Jabot Cosmetics, and she knows she cannot do it alone. She needs money, she needs power. She needs someone who hates Jack Abbott as much as she does right now. So she walks right up to Victor Newman. And Victor is probably laughing his head off. Because Victor always wants to crush Jack. It is his favorite hobby. Even with all the chaos happening with Nick and Matt Clark in Vegas. Even with Nikki trying to team up with Jack to take Newman Enterprises. Victor still finds the time to be petty and ruthless. So Victor agrees. He agrees to give Diane the financial backing. He gives her the strategy. He gives her the blueprint for a hostile takeover, and Diane takes it. She takes the money and the power and she starts moving in the shadows. But how does she do it? She uses her insider knowledge. Diane knows Jabot inside and out. She knows where the money is tied up. She knows the weak spots. She knows which board members are unhappy. And she starts secretly buying up shares, quietly, slowly, using dummy corporations probably. Victor is funding the whole thing. And Jack has absolutely no idea. Jack is completely blind. Because Jack is distracted. Jack is so focused on his personal drama. He is dealing with Patty Williams showing up and taunting Diane. He is dealing with Kyle being miserable. He is dealing with Tracy telling him to fight for his marriage. He is dealing with his own guilt and his own desperation. And he feels something is wrong. Jack is a smart businessman. He feels a shift in the wind. He notices some weird stock movements, but he brushes it off. Because he thinks the real threat is his broken heart. He thinks the real threat is Patty. He doesn't see the corporate knife aimed right at his back, and that is the tragedy here. Jack is fighting the wrong war. He is trying to save his marriage while his wife is actively stealing his company, so Diane and Victor finish phase 1. They lock in the shares. They get the majority they need, or at least enough to force a massive hostile takeover. And they prepare to drop the bomb. They prepare to go public with their intentions. And they do it in the most dramatic way possible. So imagine this scene. It is a tense board meeting at Jabot. Jack is sitting at the head of the table. He looks tired. He looks defeated from all the personal drama. He is just trying to keep his company running, and then the doors open. And in walks Diane, but she doesn't look sad. She looks powerful, she looks cold, and right behind her is Victor Newman, the man who started this whole mess by kidnapping Jack in the first place. And Jack is just sitting there in shock. He probably thinks Victor is there to gloat about the yacht. But then Diane speaks, and she drops the hammer. She announces the hostile takeover. She tells the board that she and Victor have acquired a massive stake in Jabot. She tells Jack that his time is up. That she is taking control, and the look on Jack's face. It must be pure devastation, because this isn't just business. This is his wife, the woman he loves. The woman he is desperately trying to win back, standing next to his worst enemy, taking his family legacy. So all hell breaks loose. Jack is stunned, but Billy Abbott is furious. Billy jumps up. Billy is ready to fight. Billy has been dealing with his own stuff with Sally and Jill in London. But he is back, and he is not going to let Victor steal his family company. So Billy and Jack scramble. They start looking for loopholes. They start calling lawyers. They are desperate. They are fighting for their lives. But Diane knows too much. She knows exactly how to block them. She knows all of Jack's strategies. Because she was his partner. She was his confidant. She uses every single secret Jack ever told her against him. And Victor is just sitting back and watching the Abbotts tear themselves apart. Victor is providing the ruthless corporate muscle. Every time Jack tries to find a way out, Victor slams the door in his face. It is brutal. It is a slaughter. And then it hits the press. The media war explodes. Genoa City is completely divided. Everyone is talking about it. The business world is in shock. Diane Jenkins Abbott teaming up with Victor Newman to steal Jabot. It is the scandal of the decade. And the Abbott family is just fractured. Kyle is caught in the middle. His mother is destroying his father. His mother is stealing his inheritance. How is Kyle supposed to handle this? Kyle was already mad at Victor for the kidnapping. Now his mom is working with the kidnapper. It makes no sense, but hurt people hurt people. And Diane is so hurt that she is willing to burn the whole world down. So the fight continues. Jack and Billy try everything. They try injunctions. They try appealing to the board. They try to find white knights to buy them out, but nothing works. Victor's pockets are too deep. Diane's insider knowledge is too precise. They have checkmated Jack Abbott. They have cornered him completely. And Jack has to watch his empire crumble. And let's just think about John Abbott for a second. John Abbott built Jabot from the ground up. It was his dream. It was his baby. And Jack made a promise to his father on his deathbed that he would always protect Jabot. He promised he would keep it in the family. And Jack has fought so many wars to keep that promise. He fought Victor before. He fought Gloria. He fought everyone. But he never thought he would have to fight his own wife. He never thought Diane would be the one to hold the dagger. So Jack is not just losing a company, he is failing his father. And that is the kind of guilt that destroys a man. That is the kind of guilt that Jack might not recover from. So let's talk about Diane's history, because we cannot ignore the past. Diane faked her own death. She let Jack mourn her. She let Kyle grow up without a mother. She was the most hated woman in Genoa City, and when she came back, who defended her? Jack. Jack stood by her. Jack fought the whole town for her. He fought Phyllis. He fought Ashley. He fought everyone to give Diane a second chance, and he loved her. He truly loved her. And yes, he messed up on that yacht, but he was drugged. He was literally poisoned by Victor and Patty. He didn't have a choice, but Diane doesn't care. She took all that love and all that loyalty, and she just threw it in the trash. And then she teamed up with the guy who poisoned her husband. It is just sick. It is really sick. And the physical toll this is taking on Jack. You can see it. He looks exhausted. He is probably not sleeping. He is pacing the floors of the Abbott mansion. He is drinking too much coffee. He is staring at old photos of his dad because he feels the walls closing in. He felt that something was wrong weeks ago. But he was too busy trying to buy flowers and write apology letters to Diane. He was too busy dealing with Patty Williams showing up at his door. He was distracted, and Diane knew he was distracted. She played him perfectly. She used his love for her as a smokescreen while she robbed him blind. So let's get back to that board meeting, because that is the scene of the century. Jack is sitting there, and Diane is reading off the numbers. She is listing the dummy corporations. She is showing the paper trail, and Victor is just standing there with that smug look on his face. You know the look, that classic Victor Newman smirk. Because Victor didn't even have to get his hands dirty this time. He just gave Diane the checkbook and let her do the stabbing. And the board members, they are just sitting there in shock. But money talks, and Victor has a lot of money. So, you know, some of those board members switched sides instantly. They saw the writing on the wall. They betrayed Jack right there in the boardroom. And Billy, we have to talk about Billy. Billy is a loose cannon on a good day. But when his family is threatened, he goes nuclear. Billy was just in London. He was fixing things with Jill. He was planning a future with Sally. He was in a good place. And he comes home to this absolute nightmare, so Billy just loses it. He is yelling at Diane. He is calling her every name in the book. He is threatening Victor. Billy is ready to throw punches. But punches don't win corporate takeovers. Lawyers do. So Billy gets on the phone. He calls every lawyer in the state. He tries to file emergency injunctions. He tries to freeze the assets. He is doing everything he can to stop the bleeding. But it is no use, because Diane knows all the tricks. She was married to Jack. She knows how Jack and Billy think. She knows their legal strategies before they even use them. So every time Billy files a motion, Diane's lawyers block it. Every time Jack tries to reach out to a friendly investor, Victor buys them off. It is a completely rigged game. And Jack and Billy are just running into brick walls over and over again. And the media, oh my god, the media, the Genoa City Chronicle is probably printing extra editions. The business blogs are going crazy. It is a media circus. Reporters are camped outside the Jabot building. They are camped outside the Abbott mansion. Everyone wants a piece of the story. The great Jack Abbott, brought down by his own wife. It is a soap opera inside a soap opera, and the public is eating it up. But for the Abbotts, it is a living hell. They cannot even go to Crimson Lights without people whispering and pointing. And Kyle, poor Kyle. Kyle is just destroyed by this. Kyle loves his dad. And he fought so hard to forgive his mom for faking her death. He finally got his family back together, and now this. Kyle has to look at his mother and ask her why. How could she do this? How could she team up with Victor Newman? The man who literally kidnapped Jack. The man who trapped Jack on a boat with a crazy person. How can Diane justify that? Kyle is sobbing. Kyle is angry. He is caught right in the middle of a war zone, and he has no idea which way to shoot. He probably hates his mother right now, and Diane has to live with that. She traded her son's respect for a CEO chair. So the final papers are signed. The judge throws out Billy's last injunction. The board votes, and it is official. Jabot Cosmetics is no longer an Abbott company. It is controlled by Diane Jenkins and Victor Newman. They change the locks on the doors. They pack up Jack's office. They put his pictures of John Abbott in a cardboard box, and they hand it to him. And Jack has to walk out of that building, the building he spent his life in. He has to walk out the front doors with a box of his stuff while Victor watches from the window. It is the most humiliating thing that has ever happened to him. And you have to ask yourself, what is next? Because Jack has nothing left to lose. And a man with nothing left to lose is the most dangerous man in the world. Jack was already planning to team up with Nikki to take Newman Enterprises. But now it is personal on a whole new level. Jack is going to want blood. He is not just going to want Victor's company. He is going to want to destroy Victor's life. And he is going to want to destroy Diane too. The love is gone. The forgiveness is gone. It is just pure, unadulterated hatred now. And I just keep thinking about the sheer audacity of Victor in all of this. He is currently dealing with a massive crisis. Nick is tied up in a storage room in Las Vegas by Matt Clark. His whole family is panicking. Adam is losing his mind. Noah and Sienna are flying into a trap. Victor is literally calling emergency family meetings to save his son's life. But he still finds the time and the energy to fend a hostile takeover of Jabot. That is just how deep his hatred for Jack Abbott runs. He could be facing the end of his own family, but if he sees a chance to ruin Jack, he takes it. It is psychotic, it really is, and Diane is just riding his coattails. She thinks she is the one in charge. She thinks she is the mastermind here. But let's be real, Victor is using her. Victor is just using her as a weapon to hurt Jack. And the second Diane stops being useful, Victor is going to throw her under the bus too. Because that is what Victor does. He doesn't share power. He doesn't have partners. He only has pawns. And Diane just volunteered to be his biggest pawn yet. So yeah, that is where we are at. It is dark, it is heavy, it is completely insane. The Abbott family is in ruins. Jabot is under hostile control. And Genoa City will literally never be the same again. Let me know what you guys think about all this madness. Is Diane justified? Is Victor going too far? Can Jack ever recover from this? It is just wild.